In the name of God the Almighty, peace to you. Today I will speak about the problem that unfortunately many people are still talking about, which is peace and the problem of a variety of faith or religions or whatever we want to call that. Actually, basically, in today's world, uh, we are still using, some people still using religion or difference of uh, values as a reason to commit crime or to launch attacks or to wage wars, uh, even though it was clear in all you know, and whatever uh, ideology or uh, way of faith, that no one it's like when two people love each other, it's either you can't force someone to love you even if you love them. The same way God doesn't can't force you to believe in his existence or to pray for to pray or ask help from him. So it's nothing can come by force. So we have to be completely coming from free will, and that's why there must be no compulsion in faith. But as we speak, unfortunately, we are still seeing that uh, people attack each other because of their beliefs, and the attacker uh, bases his attack on his own belief, and the other side takes it also from the view of his own belief. I called in my previous videos to unity, because whenever we divide each other and we leave the rope of God and we got attached to labels, to religions, to prophets, to saints, to whatever, we are dividing the human community more and more, and we are giving causes for wars, for conflicts, for attacks, and all these things. But however, as long as we are going to accept this variety and we don't want to unite under the rope of God, just God and nothing else, we have to be clear that there must be no compulsion in faith. That means I can't force my faith on you, you can't force your faith on me, you can't even force your values on me, and I can't force my values on you. So basically, if we want to take this rule or uh, basics from the Muhammadian point of view, it goes contradictory to how Muhammad led his life and how Muhammad carried his message by force. So it's funny that this sentence, that let there be no compulsion on religion, it's written in the Quran. However, uh, we all know that there's satanic whispers, and the shadow of Muhammad convinced him otherwise, that you should do wars in order to make everybody believe in God. So this is, as I said earlier in previous videos, every person has free will. Also, God allows us to do bad things the same way He allows us to do good things. So, if I am allowed to do something bad, that doesn't mean that God is allowing it or blessing it. But He is allowing it to happen because I have a free will, and He's respecting the free will I am given. So, it's my responsibility. So many people think that if we do something bad and it happens, it's because God wanted it to happen or willed it to happen. and that's wrong. So basically, as we can see, but I can understand from a heavenly point of view, may, I don't know, because David also launched war, Solomon had an army, so Muhammad was not the first prophet or, type of messenger or someone who's God blessed, etc., who launched wars. However, uh, it's the difference is that David and uh, there are many similarities actually between the two personalities, because also David married, uh, he fancied the woman of one of his commanders, and then he sent him to war to get rid of him so he could get married to her. So we have some kind of similarities in the two personalities. However, uh, I can't judge on someone I don't know myself, and it's not my work to judge on people. But from the historical information we have about these people, uh, you can't use definitely the rule, the main, the godly way. It's not by weapons, it's not by force, in anything, in any way. God calls for peace. That must, everybody must understand that. And at the moment of the creation of the human race, God argued with the angels that he wants his successor on earth to be, uh, to not shed blood and to not corrupt the earth, to not harm the balance of the ecosystem. So uh, that's why Muhammad couldn't, he didn't follow these rules. However, he could have been permitted by God to do, to have an army or whatever reason, because also the Christians at the time had an army, and the Persians had an army, and all these things. So it's a time in history that lasted up till now, when people are becoming divided and more, and having armies and having kingdoms against kingdom and all of these things. So I'm not saying that God blessed what Muhammad did, but God allowed it to happen for a heavenly reason, because he wanted people to, have force against each other. Maybe at one point they use their reason and understand that this is not the right way, and leave weapon and all these things. So nobody is perfect, but I am here to explain that the people who are still following Muhammad's steps up till now, and they insist on their duty of fighting others and forcing others to believe in what they believe, they are completely mistaken. They are evil, and they have to stop this. And everybody who allow them to flourish and allow them to live on their lands and to, uh, this is not a freedom of belief. When you believe in something bloody, you have to be shown the way. And if you don't use reason, go live where people resonate like you. This must happen. And it's not only the problem of forcing their beliefs on others by weapon. It's also inside their own communities. They are abusing the minorities like gays or bisexual, and they are killing any kind of freedom of choice for any person, and this is not allowed by heaven. It's God who judged people. It's God who judged me, who judged Muhammad, who judged Jesus, who judged any one of us. So it's not up to me to go force you not to have sex, for example, with a man or with a woman. It's your freedom or your privacy. But unfortunately, this is not respected in any shape or sort or form, not only in the Islamic communities or Mohammedan communities, but also here in the West and in many other countries in the East. We have a problem with the people who have power or have authority in the church, for example. They are still up till now abusing children, trying to, for example, uh, force a guy or a girl to force them into a treatment to change their sexual orientation and all these things. So if the sexual orientation is a choice, people have their freedom to choose whatever they want, to live their lives the way they want it. God is the one who judged, not us in the name of God. Second of all, if it is by birth, then fine. It's not a problem. It doesn't go contradictory to heaven. God knows best, but He did granted grant every person, every creature on this earth, the right to live his private life the way he wants and to make the choices he wants, as long as they don't harm others. So as long as they are not going to force, if for example your neighbor is gay, he's not going to force your child to be gay. You can, for example, if you want to make a law, may do not allow, for example, people to kiss each other in the street, if that's something that annoy you too much. That's maximum you could do, but you can't force me or force anyone else to behave sexually the way you want to behave. You want them to behave. It's completely freedom of choice. It's completely free will granted by God, and God is the judge. Once we die, once we are judged, He's the one who judged people. He wants to send someone to hell. He's free to do it. But you don't make their lives hell because of your uh, 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 values or beliefs that you believe they are true, and you are going to make them their lives hell because of what you believe in. This is wrong. And people also always jump to the stories of Lot people and all these things. And Lot people, they used to rape. They used to catch any man on the street coming or any stranger who comes there and do orgy with each other, for example. This is not a love story between two men or two women to judge things similarly. However, I'm not here to say what's right to do or what's wrong. I am here to defend the right of every person to live his way, his life the way he wants. He chooses to live as long as he doesn't harm others. So, any religion or non-religious person who try to force his, beliefs on others, he's on the wrong because he's not the judge. God is the judge. And I know many communities try to, you know, fire someone or get rid of him or a woman to let her move away from a town or a place because of her or his sexual orientation. This is wrong. God granted every creature freedom of choice and a privacy that must be respected. He is the judge. He judges them later on. If they made wrong choices, he judges them accordingly. You don't judge them. So whatever, there must be no compulsion in faith. Not only uh, not launching wars or attacks, but also not nation against nation or people against people, but also individuals against individuals and community against minorities and individuals inside it. However, those who believe that they must force their beliefs on others, they are the ones that should be fought. And not fought by force, but fought by reason, fought by something like this video I'm doing now. They must understand that they are in the wrong. And if they don't, they have to go live where people resonate like them. It's time to make a separation, clear separation. People who respect the freedom of every person, and also every person has a responsibility, of course, and people who want to force their beliefs on others, they have to live with people who resonate like them. So this is it. No compulsion in religion, but I'm not forced to, for example, live next a neighbor who's, for example, insulting me every day because he knows that, for example, I am bisexual or I am gay or I don't know, I drive this car or that car, for example. For any kind of freedom of choice I'm being granted by my maker. So this has to stop. But as I said, the most abusive of all communities are the religious ones, regardless of religion. Not only the Muslims, but also the Christians and many other religions. So it's time to make things clear that force is not the way. People want to believe in God, they believe freely in God. Otherwise, this is not a belief. You can't, it's like the relation between two people. You can't force a woman to love you back if she doesn't love you. So what's the point? If you have the power, you bring her to love you by force, she will love you, even if you can enslave her, but would she love you? So you can't, nothing can happen by force, not even faith itself. So I still don't understand how people still resonate like I don't know, people from 2000 years ago or so. So that's it from me today. Have a nice week and well, almost weekend, but not yet. Peace to you.